Hi, I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network. As such, Lovestruck was provided free of charge from the network. Now, let's see here. Let's get rolling. We're going to do some building today. This is going to be a build live stream. I'm going to take a look at a couple of builds here in Downtown Enamorada, Ciudad. I'm referring to it as DTEC, DTEC, kind of a little of an acronym there for the downtown region. I'm going to make sure here that I am live, and then we're going to get kind of going here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm right, live and rolling. Going to make sure I got chat kind of here. Now, I got a little bit of a weird lighting going on this morning. It is extremely dark here in Oklahoma this morning because it is storming like crazy outside. Hopefully I don't lose the internet. It is really, though, storming crazily. And the light's really weird. And so I've been having some real issues trying to get the lighting in this room correct. Oh, well. You're here to see the builds, though, anyway. So that's what we're going to get on to here. Now, I decided originally I had what I called the postmodern penthouse here on this particular lot. This is the 20 by 20 penthouse lot here downtown, right? So I decided after I've kind of built these other areas, we've got, our 20 by 15 penthouse, what I call the casita, sort of an apartment building down here. And then the market, that this is kind of shaping up to be a little sort of kind of what I think of as the core of the core, the bright, colorful core of the downtown core. Maybe the heart of the heart, right? The heart of the heart, since this is Enamorada, we'll call this the heart of the heart. So I thought, well, maybe I should try to make this building also blend in a little bit better. Get up here. With these other four structures. Because before it was kind of a mix of mid-century modern and then the base of this building coming up. And it was a cool look and I liked it. But I think we're going to go with a different sort of postmodern look now, with the base of the building kind of coming up and growing into this sort of colorful crown with some sort of postmodern elements of oversized icons that, well, we'll take a look here, but at night they'll kind of light up at, a different color because the rest of the neighborhood is very colorful, very bright. Then we're going to take a look at the market over here. We're going to do a little bit of play testing of the market. I've already play tested a lot of it, but we're going to do a little bit of play testing of the market and then upload it to the gallery. And I'm going to try using ToolMod, adding some lighting along the street level of this particular building. So along here and here, both to brighten it up at night and also give it the pop of color that we're getting from these other buildings at night. I might have to do the same thing over here. We'll see. We'll see how it works with this building first. And if it works well, then we might do it with this building over here. So let's get back here to Nikolina Petronova. I went ahead and moved my Russian expatriate family here to this particular building. Sasha is one of my favorite kind of characters that I play around with. He and his son, Toto, Kansas. The kind of little playful joke was that Sasha there had just watched the movie The Wiz before adopting his son, and he thought that Toto was a very cute name, so he named him Toto Kansas. His son takes it with a very good-natured grain of humor, and he'll tell people, my dad thinks he's very funny. Like every teenager says, my dad thinks he's very funny. He is not very funny. But that's a family I moved in here, kind of my good-natured Russian expatriates that I do really love. They're great. They're a great family. So I put them here in the hotel. I haven't got a lot mapped out yet, except for the exterior. I've done a little bit of floor planning. I'm thinking of it as kind of an extended stay hotel because we really don't have hotels in the game. So I have mapped them out so they can be used as apartments right now. with a small kitchen, dining, living area, bedroom, and bath. For these 1 bedrooms, I'll do a 2-bedroom here and maybe a 2-story large penthouse type apartment on the upper 2 floors. And if we ever, through some miracle, in the life of The Sims 4 do get hotels, I would probably come back and cut this into 2 bedrooms. Maybe with just a common patio area. I might even put a pool out here or something. I don't know. And in that case, I might go up and make the entire kind of outdoor area 1 large open atrium area with a pool. And I might do that anyway, now that I think about it. I might blast these floors out, leave it completely open, and have just this bottom floor. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But for now, yeah, if we get hotels, I'll probably put bedrooms in here, just single bedrooms, a typical hotel bedroom. What we're working on tonight, this morning, is the exterior. You can see it got a little bleed through there with the windows. I'll fix that with Tool Mod, but the exterior is, again, we're going with a very kind of postmodern look. Hey, Andre, how are you? I am doing a build. We're going to do building on this particular stream. This is a hotel, a postmodern hotel topper for this particular building underneath it. So I'm trying to tie it to the building a little bit with some of the color of the building. We're not done. We've got a long ways to go with this build, but we're working on these sort of postmodern elements. A sort of hallmark of postmodernism with building is large, playful, typically really colorful, sort of iconic additions to a building. So this is just kind of the start. We're going to go into build mode, in fact. Let's get rolling here. We will pull in some cheats real quick. Make sure I spell all this stuff right. There we go. Oh, hold on. Hidden objects. I've added objects. We'll pull everything into this build. Let's see here. What is the book? This here, these 2 books. This one is from, I think, City Living, I think is where this one might have come from. This came from the Moschino pack. I don't know why they're turning red like that. They shouldn't turn red like that. Did I turn move objects off maybe? Oh, there we go. I did turn it off. Okay, so that's from those particular packs. And my idea was with these 2 items was, in order to give this a more colorful, sort of iconic look. Let me do it this way. I gotta do it a particular way. We'll move this out of here and we'll put this here. Was that I would kind of set this at the end or at the edge, and try to get it lined up here. And then you would have that big, colorful elephant's head kind of, sticking out from the side of the building. But the books really get in the way, and it didn't really work out. I kind of had hoped maybe I could hide the books within this, kind of column, this kind of pedestal. That didn't really work. I made it a little bit smaller. That worked a little bit better, but it just really didn't kind of pan out the way I thought at first. But that was something I was going to illustrate that I kind of tried to do, So we'll move this over here. I also used the bear in the same way because the bear came in a lot of different colors, like yellow and blue. But in the end, really this head kind of made the best effect. Let me just roll everything back here. Okay. And then, so during the day, they'll be white, but at night they light up, right? I'll tell you the bad thing about building, Andre, now that you make that comment, the bad thing about building is there are so many packs now. I mean, so many that it's really hard to build anymore. I mean, in one way it's easier because I have more stuff to use and get a particular look. But then it's hard for people to download it because it uses so many different things and there's so many packs. It's hard for people to keep up, right? So that has made it kind of tough as the years have gone on. Every so often I'll go through and do a sort of line of either base game only builds, or like I might do just base game only and Lovestruck, just those assets. This is something I was thinking about doing, was taking this particular building here, this penthouse, readjusting it, changing it so that it uses just Lovestruck and just base game assets. And then if you own, Lovestruck in the base game, this would work in your game. And I might do that. I periodically I do go through, especially if it's a dry period. There's not a lot of stuff coming out from The Sims. I'll kind of do stuff like that. You know what? A lot of the custom content stuff does look better than the stuff in the packs. I've downloaded some custom content stuff, and I've done like the same build, with just EA stuff and then with custom content stuff, and the custom content stuff looks so much better. Again, the big problem is if I do custom content in a build, it doesn't show up in the gallery. If someone does download it, it ends up, they've got to try to go find all the custom content to make it work. So, I haven't really ever got too much into custom content building. In fact, I don't have any in my game right now. But yeah, it does look like super, super, super nice. Most of the custom content stuff looks really nice. Let's see here. Now, here's what I'm going for with these. So they're white during the day, and then I want them to light up at night like that. So you can see this one is blue, right? It's blue at night. The other ones are not. What I've done is gone through and place lighting, underneath it, within it, so that, and then change the color of the lighting so that we could get at nighttime this really bright look. And the same thing is probably going to happen with these walls here. I think I'm going to change them to white, and then at night they'll light up color, like sort of this rainbow design here. But during the day, they'll just more blend into the building or into the neighborhood as a whole. I'll probably use the same sort of light gray that was in this base, use that here. But for now, I am using these light fixtures, and I could change it around a little bit pretty easy. We go in here to say live mode. Whoops, not the tool system. Just a regular color and intensity. Change everything in the room to say, I don't know. How about this? Hot pink. Let's go with crimson. And then I need to make sure and change this one here to crimson. This light to crimson. And it changed all these along here too. Now, if I decided to really do that, I would wall this off and turn that into its own separate room. This is just an example, of course. Let me go back here into build mode. Pull this back into place. Turn off the lights, and we'll see what kind of effect we get. See, we get like that really great kind of hot pink look to it, which is definitely, like I said, a hallmark of postmodernism are these giant, sort of iconic pieces, bright colors. If you look back into it, it's kind of a 1980s, 1990s sort of thing, although you still find postmodernism now. Nowadays, they do more like bends and curves and stuff we can't do in game. But this we definitely can. So I really like that hot pink. I might leave it. So we're getting a really, bright, colorful pop up here on top of this building to tie in with the rest of sort of the color of this area, of this sort of bright, colorful core we're going for. Have a good breakfast, Andre. Yes, bravo indeed. Thank you so much. Definitely have a good breakfast. Thank you. I thank you for thinking I'm talented. I do a few things here and there that I think are kind of neat. and maybe people can put them to use in their games, you know, kind of put them. This is a pretty simple thing, you know, paint something white, stick a light inside it, change the color of the light, you've changed the color of the item. So, you know. Okay, so have a good breakfast. I'm going to drop down here to our marketplace. As soon as we get out of here, we're going to move our family here, the Petronovas, over to, let's see here, to our marketplace. Visit the isolated venue. I don't know why it's called that. Why is it called the isolated venue? I have no idea. With this guy, where's the rest of our family? They're not coming up at all. It must be a glitch. How about our household? Well, we've got 2 more people in our household. I wonder why they're not popping up here. Well, oh well. We'll take Sasha and his son here over to the venue. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope that you do download some of those constructions for your save. I don't know what they'll look like when EA kind of loads them in. You know, when you don't have pack items, sometimes EA, the stuff they substitute doesn't make a lot of sense, even with base game. But I think, you know, coming up, maybe I'll try to, you know, like I said, maybe redo the penthouse for this slot in base game only, maybe something like that. Okay, so here at our marketplace, I'm going to have Sasha right off the bat hire someone to tend our cafe. I do need to play test the cafe. And I need to play test this little vending machine back here in the corner. We'll have him purchase some snacks. I've seen someone use this vending machine, the first one. I don't know if this one's too hard to reach with all this stuff around it. So we're going to make sure, well, he's walking towards it, so I guess it's not. He's not waving his hands in the air saying, I can't reach it, I can't reach it. Well, thank you, Andre. We'll see you later, maybe. Have a good breakfast. And thank you for the like. I always appreciate that. We're going to have him get a Twinkie here. I love Twinkies so much. Oh, my God, they're so good. I mean, you know, they're just crap. They are. I'm not even sure what they're made out of. I'm not sure it's cake. I don't know what cream can be put into a vending machine, you know, and last forever. But they are really, really good. I don't eat them very often, but we're going to have Sasha here grab one and some of that plum soda, too, while he's at it. So that does work. We're going to have him come over here and we'll test out the cafe next. Our barista is here. Let's order some food for here. We'll order this pain au chocolat and we'll order some, I guess some espresso will be fine. Have him come up here and grab something to eat. Now, where's his son? His son is there in his swim trunks. I'm going to have his son test out. I don't know what. You know what? The sun's not moving. I'm going to check real quick and see. Probably have autonomy turned off since I was building. I guess it can stay off. I mean, maybe I'll have the sun here in a minute kind of join him. Maybe we'll have him come over here. Dad, don't forget about me. I'm starving too. Okay, so we'll see how the cafe part works. I kind of set this up as a... Okay, so we've got a little bit of a glitch there. The plate is stuck to his hand. I need to move that too. That's in the wrong spot. It's on the floor. The plate is stuck to his hand. And this is why I'm testing it, because I've got these 2 things here on the counter. And I was worried that either when he put stuff down, it would intersect them or something like that. But it looks like it's just not going to work, right? So let's see where he's going here, and then we'll fix it. He's going to just kind of watch this person exercise. I set this particular cafe up to look like not just a coffee cafe, but, you know, you can kind of get some fruits and vegetables here. It's kind of a little downtown market, right? So you can get some fruits, some vegetables, some canned goods. We've got a little floral area over here to grab some flowers. This stuff is just for show, of course, because this is not a retail lot. And then, you know, they put a little cafe sort of deli counter. It's what I'm going to call it here in the back. I'm going to reset this guy so that maybe those things will not stick to his hands any longer. There we go. They did fall off his hands. I'm going to put them up here. Where did the coffee go? Anywhere? I don't, oh, there's the coffee. So we'll grab the coffee and set it up here too. Now we're going to go into build mode and I'm going to, first of all, move this out of the way. Maybe we'll move it back over here. This I'm going to get rid of. I really don't need it. I've got the exact same thing over here on the table. I just thought it'd be kind of cute to have a little stand of stuff that looks like you could add it to your coffee or add it to your pastries, right? So I went ahead and put that there. But I did think it might cause problems from the start. That's why we are play testing it. I'm going to give him time to reset. Let's see here. Yeah, because he's not back to his spot yet. Hopefully he'll reset here in a minute. Let's see if Sasha can go ahead and grab his food. Let's see here. Eat. Drink. And then maybe if this guy, I would like for Sasha to try one of these chairs out. Let's have them sit together. If this guy resets over here, maybe I'll have, I don't know if he can order something. I think he can. We'll have Toto go ahead and order something. Now, the thing that also worries me is Sasha's not coming over here to eat. So this might be in the way, right? Because it might be too big. I did place it using move objects on. Ideally, I would like for these tables to be usable for someone to walk over here and eat as a sim. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. Now, it looks like they are coming over here to sit down. So as far as functionality, that does work. Let's see if we can order some food. Yeah. Yeah, we can. So we'll have, not him. Let's have his son come over here, order. Oh, he can't order anything. I kind of thought they couldn't, but I was hoping they had updated it. Let's have him order just a scone this time. And again, some espresso, I guess. I'll order some espresso. And in the meantime, actually, I hope this doesn't screw up that interaction, but we're going to go into build mode and we're going to take this off the table. And I'm going to replace it. I'm going to turn move objects on off. And I'm going to replace it with something that says it should fit. And I think it should work. And we'll see if it works. So we'll go into lighting here. We'll grab... There's something that came particularly with Dine Out, which is this little light. Grab it in red. So I'm going to hope that that works, right? I'm going to hope that there's no kind of routing issue there. And then once he gets his food and drink here, hopefully he's going to go over here and sit down at the table and it's going to work just fine. We'll see. I mean, so far, things are going pretty well with this build. This is almost done. I mean, I'm pretty much finished with it. Think everything is done. Think so. I might go in and shrink these lights down, make them a little bit smaller. And the thing I don't like, now here's the deal, you know, the trees disappear. And then when they disappear, the lights I put in the trees to light the trees up at night are visible. Now I'm going to make those smaller too, so hopefully they're less visible. I mean, my idea just kind of like, well, maybe they're just hanging in the tree or kind of bolted to the tree, because I do want that look. I want that look of these trees being all lit up at night like you might find in a downtown plaza. But the trees disappear. And then it leaves that a kind of a weird look there. Now, I don't care. Someone who downloads it might care. We'll see. He is still carrying his other food. He's still hungry. He's going to get a few more things here. They're super flirty right now with the new love pack. Here's his coffee, I think, right? And the guy did put it down properly. So... it works just fine. It seems to work just fine. I'm going to see if Sasha can come over here and sit in this chair. And I think he is walking over here. Please walk over here and sit, Sasha. Well, he's using the table. He didn't set the chair I told him to, which is fine. I don't really care about that. Maybe he's going to move there now. He put his food down, though, so we do know that those other lights would not work. We'll switch them out to these lights, and we're good to go. As far as that working, that does work. So we'll go into build mode here. We're going to go ahead and shrink these lights down. we're going to take these lights off the table. I love those lights. Look kind of like flowers, you know, kind of like a lotus or something. But I was worried when I put them there that people would sit at the table but not use the table for dining. And we've got several different areas where we can get things to eat here at the market. So I really wanted to have them be able to eat. And we really need the lighting on the table in order to have a proper light at night, just so that it looks correct. In fact, I'll turn it off for nighttime. Turn off the sun. So, you know, we get this great effect. You know, the trees are lit up and the plaza's lit up. Gives us a really pretty look. I'm going to shrink this one down. Put it back into place. Is there another one around here anywhere? Yeah, this one can be shrunk. Like that. Is there one over here? I don't see one over here. Oh, I already shrunk it maybe? Is that it? No, that's not it. Okay, so all right. We won't worry about it. Now we're going to try to go down here. Where's our lights here? Here we go. Here's one. We're going to shrink it down. Put it back into place. There's one. Shrink it down. Put it back into place. Are there any others in there that I can see? I don't think so. Go down here. That one. Okay, anything? Is there another one in there? These trees were a little weird. These trees are from Debug. And I had a little trouble kind of getting them lit up, you know, the way I wanted them lit up. Make sure they didn't move. Okay. Now let's shrink that down and put it back into place. There we go. And is there anything in here? There's gotta be. Where are they? Let me see. Here's one. Is there another one? Is there another one? I don't see any others in that tree, so maybe that's all I decided I needed in there. Just the one, like I said, they came from Debug menu. So the lighting was a little wonky on them, but eventually I kind of got it to where I wanted it. You know, I felt like, well, this is good. This is okay. This works. That is about it for this lot. That's really all I needed to play test. I've already tried everything else. Now I'm going to do a kind of a quick tour here. Let's do the tour at night, shall we? Let's do the tour at night. I really like this place at night, and I really wanted something downtown where the Sims could go on a date or just to hang out, where you could take like the whole family, you know, and stuff. So we've got kind of, you know, here's our cafe over here on this side. Now on the exterior, this is a little touristy looking, I know that, but I felt like in the downtown areas of major cities, as I've said on other streams, even in my own city, I live in a city of about 1.5 million people. Yeah, I mean, you know, we put stuff downtown that's kind of touristy. You know, you want to attract tourists and visitors downtown, even from your own state, even from your own area. So, you know, it's got a great look to it, though. Very colorful, very lit up, very bright for nighttime use. That's our cafe there. Like I said, we're going to do this kind of a market. It's got some fruits, vegetables, groceries, flowers, and then what I think of as our deli counter, you know, kind of there, acting as a cafe. Now on this side, we have a sort of a lounge, sort of a pubby sort of place, done up with some of our, you know, Lovestruck items. Like so. This does work. I've tested this already. I love putting in a bar because you can hire a bartender. There's some mods, I think, where they'll automatically hire and you won't have to pay for it. Usually I just pay to hire a bartender and the cafe person, and then I just cheat the money back. Or if they're super rich, I just don't care, you know, and I just spend it. But that's our lounge, you know, great place to kind of hang out. We've got the plaza back here with the fountain, some tables and chairs. There's a little Hooper. He's confident. He's just walking around this whole area checking people out. We've got a line of shops here on the back. Now, on the very far end here, across from the cafe, I did a branch library, right? A little small sort of downtown library, which people love. They come in here all the time. Of course, there's a computer here, right? There's a computer you can use. We've got some kids' books there. Got a place to kind of hang out. We've got some toddler books back on the wall, little toddler chair that an adult's using, of course, but a little toddler chair, little basket of sort of toys back there. You can see them, you know, little toddler toys to play with. Little thing of like some pillows and some blankets so you can kind of get comfortable while you're in here reading. So that's kind of what I thought of this place. It's just kind of a little downtown sort of library, a little branch library for a downtown. Now, my own downtown in the major city where I live, we do have, it's a really big library, right? But we don't have room for that on this lot, so we're going to go with a branch. Here, I was doing this as kind of a clothing store. You can pretend it's either a clothing store, like a real clothing store, or a thrift store, because obviously I used the Thrifty racks here to make it functional. You know, I want as much as possible on these lots, or on this lot, that everything's kind of functional, like a real downtown marketplace kind of shopping plaza would be. So these racks will all work. You can walk up to them, you can buy clothes, put your outfits together, buy the clothes, take them home. I love that. You know, it harkens back to, especially like The Sims 2, when you could go to a clothing store, you know, buy some clothes. And now these are thrift clothes, right? This is the thrift store. But it still works pretty well, and I do really like it. I threw a few pieces of luggage in here, again, because we think tourists are going to come here, right? This is downtown. There's a hotel across the street. And usually, inevitably, there's going to be a few pieces of luggage, you know, places near tourist sites, near tourist hotels, because tourists break, well, no, tourists don't break luggage. Airlines break luggage all the time. So, yeah, you have to replace it while you're on vacation. This is our gift shop. Again, it's a little bit touristy because we're downtown. And so I threw in a kind of mishmash of different sort of things you might buy or might find in a gift shop. There's a selection in here of vending machines, so you can get something to eat, right? Grab a quick snack. And then over here, again, we have just these sort of like, you know, sort of things you're going to find in a gift shop. Some little plush, some little snow globes, right? Snow globes, some Mexican pottery, etc., etc. And then our last shop down here, there's a couple more vending machines here as well. Standalone vending machines. Down here in this last shop, I put in what I think of as the jewelry store. Now, again, this is not a retail lot, so we can't actually put jewelry out for sale. But we can put in the jewelry making station. And even if your sim has almost no jewelry making skill, they can use this to make jewelry. I did test it out. It does work. So it kind of replicates that feeling of going in to really buy a piece of jewelry. So, you know, you pick out the stone you want, the metal you want. You do have to make it yourself, but, you know, you can then take it home with you, and it did cost your sim real money. So that's our jewelry store. Again, pretty common, I feel like, in downtown shopping plazas. There's usually like a little jewelry store or something like that, a little jewelry kiosk or something. So that kind of replicates that particular feel. And that's the market. That's it. That is our market. Our DTEC, which is my acronym, you know, for Downtown Enamorada Ciudad. And so DTEC, DTEC, also say DTEC, call it DTEC, right? Down here. So that's our market. And we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to, now that I think I've play tested everything, I hope so. I think it'll all work. I think I got all the lights. Oh, there's another one. Let me grab it there. Trying to make these as small as possible. 1, 2, 3. Put it back into place. Is there another? Oh, there's one here. I guess I didn't do this tree at all. Put that there. Is there another one in there anywhere? I could go in with tool mod and make them essentially invisible. I hate to do that because then someone might want to take them out. And if I make them essentially invisible, they're going to have a really tough time finding them. Maybe like an impossible time finding them. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go in close here and see if there's anything I'm missing lighting wise. I don't think there is. I almost forgot. I did put these angels. I put one over here. I guess I better replicate it on each side at least, or take the one out. Turn our move objects on, back on. We'll turn this. Let's see here. Where is she sitting? Okay. Is it right about there, maybe? Right about there. Go around this way and take a look. Well, I think that's pretty close. What have I got here? A light? I think I've got a light there. I don't know that I need a light there. I probably don't. Let me make sure what it is. Oh, no, that's just the top of the picture I use. Okay, for that. To fill in that space there. So, I just want to make sure these angels look normal. That one looks really good on that side. This one looks a little wonky. If I turn it, no, maybe like that. Kinda. I could try adjusting it a little bit, kind of out like that maybe. That's a little bit better. I think we'll go with that. And then I'll put two of them on the other side, kind of overlooking this plaza here. And hopefully that will be good. We'll call that good. Oh, come on. Don't rubber band on me too much. Here we go. There was something, I keep forgetting this. There was someone posted this on Twitter. And I got to find it again because it was a way to keep it from jumping up and down like that. And I still haven't gone in my game and done the setting for it. Where's that angel? There it is. Okay, so we're going to move her out a little bit. Like that. Right? Can I get her kind of down lower though? Why is she up so high? Is the other one up that high? Maybe they are. Yeah, let's see here. All right, roughly, maybe. Take a look over here. Oh, those trees are in my way. No, I think that looks pretty good. I think that's pretty close. I don't know. She seems a little bit closer in. Let's try this side again here. Maybe like that. Well, yeah, that's kind of closer. Let's just do it like that. I'm not going to worry about too much else. Covered up by a tree most of the time. Where did she go? Why do I have such a hard time keeping track of that angel? Where is it here? There it is. And I just eyeball that out there. Like so. We're going to try to get this, a frustration of building. Here we go. Come on. Just want to make it look a little bit like she's kind of sitting there on the edge with her. I don't want it to intersect too much. Maybe like that. Is that good? I think that's good. Now, what about this one? Oh, boy. Let's pull her out maybe a little bit as well. Kind of like this. I think that's pretty good. And we'll do the same thing over here. Come on. I don't know what caused that to happen. Let me see here. Did I move her up from below? I don't think so. Oh, maybe I did. Okay, hold on. That tree. There we go. Okay, so we'll put her right about. Come on, you can stay up there. Or maybe you can't. There we go. Just stay right there. There you go. Awesome. So we'll put her there. And we'll come over here on this side and kind of adjust this one as well. Kind of give us the same sort of look. And then we'll just kind of call that good. So we've got everything in place there. Everything's play tested, and we're going to go ahead and upload this. I'm going to upload this to the gallery. We'll see if anybody likes it. Maybe. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Let's see here. We'll go with the DTEC Market. There's 2 bathrooms here, no bedrooms. I didn't put any place to woohoo on this particular lot, which may be a mistake. Maybe I should have put in a janitorial closet or something in here, but I didn't. There's a hotel right across the street, right? I just built a hotel across the street. Go use that. So let's go ahead and put in here a shopping plaza for Downtown Enamorada. I don't know how to spell ciudad. C-U-I something. C-U-I C-A-D? Is that right? Ciudad? No, C-U-I-D-A-D. C-U-I-D-A-D? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so let's see here. With cafe market lounge branch library. Call it a branch library gift shop or clothing store gift shop and a jewelry store. Okay, so I think that does it. I think so. Boy, I hope it works. No, I know that it works. I do. I hope I haven't forgotten anything on my list here. I hope the description works. So, it's not too bad. The pictures actually look pretty good through some miracle. And then we've got, shot there. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload this to the gallery. That's down. The DTEC DTEC Market. And did it go through? I don't think it went through, did it? Now it did. The gallery. The Sims. Okay, so now it went through. We've got that on the market. View item details. That looks like a good picture. I do like that. Looks very pretty. Very, very pretty. So we'll turn that off. Now, the next thing I really want to do with this particular stream is I would like to try to put a line of lighting along here and along here to kind of brighten up that streetscape, because the rest of this area is so bright, right? So if we turn off the sun, you know, this is so bright. This is bright. We've got this bright crown going on up here. It's being worked on. So I'd really like to kind of brighten up this area. Now, I don't think there's any real way of brightening up the base itself, but we can add more light along the street using the tool mod. So we're going to give that a shot, right? First thing I'm going to do is turn the sun back on. Now, my thought is to go in here and put in those super bright light fixtures from like City Living. That, I mean, like literally they take x-rays with or something. They're so bright. So let's pull this up here. They're called something like, yes, right here. Here they are. Ground traffic control. So I actually want to make them bigger. Now, let me take a look here. I'm going to try to count this out, because again, we're going to be using tool mod to get it from here over here. In fact, is that the right spot? Let me look at this. I'm going to try to follow this line here. No, I think it's going to need to move over one more. Like maybe right here. And then if we follow this line kind of across the street, let's see here. I'm going to cross here and here. Okay, I think it lines up. I think it does line up. Now, we're going to need probably, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, I would say, along here. Now, the reason why I'm counting that is because I want to change their colors. So I'm going to need to change their colors here and then move them over. So let's give this a shot. I'm going to put 6 of them in that spot. Got one already. So we're going to grab, make it larger. 1, 2, and then we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then, hello, Will. How are you? Welcome from Arkansas. Is it storming there today? I'm here in Oklahoma, and where I've had storms all morning long. It's been crazy. I woke up to like literally the house shaking from thunder and lightning. So I don't know if it's hit you guys yet, but it's probably on its way. Of course, I don't know. You could live in eastern Arkansas. It'd be pretty far away from where we are. But let's see here. We're going to try to move these particular items down the street. Let's go into tool mod. Let's move. Okay, so we got our grid here. Let's count how many spaces. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 10 spaces to get us to there. And I want to get right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to put in, where's our axis first? Let me take a look here. Whoops. Do this again. Tool, move. I think is the Y. The Y is over here. So X is going to be over here. So we're going to move away from X. Oh, it's coming down. I bet. Fort Smith is pretty close to the border, so you guys are probably getting it too. Yeah, it's been crazy, and it's been going on here for hours, moving east. So I figured if you're in Western Arkansas, you guys probably got hit. Let's see here. Let's look at moving this a negative 25 on the x-axis, and we're not going to move on the y-axis at all. And let's see where that lands us. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. So let me take a look here. It did bring it over here, the first one. Oh, shoot. You know what, though? I didn't change the color. And I don't think I can change the color like that. No. So let's undo that. This is going to be a little complicated. I'm going to change the color, actually, I guess, to purple. Let's see here. This light to purple. And then if I do that, I'm going to try just redoing it, moving that over there. Okay, it did work. So we'll lower this down to ground level. Again, we're going down, so we're going to use a negative again. Negative probably, I don't know, two spaces maybe? Let's try 2. And that did land perfect. Awesome, awesome. I can't believe that. And you're welcome for the warm welcome. No, never a problem here. You know, Midwesterners, well, or the Southern Midwest, whatever they count Oklahoma and Arkansas as, because I think it fluctuates. Sometimes we're in the South, sometimes we're in the Midwest. If you're in Western Oklahoma, sometimes you're in the West, right, or the Southwest. So we tried to be friendly here, that's for sure. Now, we've got our first post in place. So I'm going to take a look at this. We're going to go into build mode. We're going to turn off the sun and take a look and see how has that worked. So not bad. You know, we're getting a nice little purple glow here on the sidewalk. And as we line these down the sidewalk, that ought to increase. So I don't know if I want to leave them all purple or do alternating colors. Alternating colors adds more complexity to it, of course. But my thought is we could try to bring this into tab mode. We could try to replicate this, like purple, red, green, gold, you know, the sort of colors that you think a lot with the vibrancy of Mexico. So maybe do those colors. Also, we have red and gold and blue in the tower itself. So we could maybe just do, well, we're going to do just red and gold. We might as well do red and gold and purple and green, I guess. So let's take a look here and see. Let's give it a shot. Let's try it. We'll see what we can do. I do know it's going to be, I don't know. I'm going to hope it's not going to be a mess. My hope is that each time I select the tower or the light to change the color, that it takes the top light, because I've got a stack of 6 there. So we'll see. The good news is we know this is 25 spaces. So the next one we can do 26 real easy, and then 27, 28, 29 down the street. So that at least is good. I'm going to try changing this color and intensity of this light to maybe gold next to purple so it really stands out. And then we will tool mod this. Let's move it a negative 26 spaces on the x-axis, 0 on the y-axis. See where it goes. There we go. Now, that's not quite as far as I wanted it. Actually, that's a little bit too close to that one. So we did 26. Let's move it 1 more. Move it -1. And then we'll know from here on out we need to move it 2 each time. So this is going to end up at a -27 away. Move just a little bit. And we're going to drop it to the ground. Elevate -2. Okay, so there we go. Oh, awesome. Well, I'm glad you caught a couple of the videos on demand. I do save everything in archive, that's for sure. I'm glad you like I hope you like the builds. They are interesting. I try to do something different. I've done a lot of different builds over time, and I hate to do the same thing over and over and over. So especially here lately, I've been on this sort of kick of kind of like, let's try to do something a little bit different. Maybe a little bit postmodern in some cases. And then that downtown to me felt so kind of bland, except for like these murals were super colorful and super cool. So I wanted to take these 4 lots and turn them into sort of a a bright core of the core, you know, sort of bright, colorful heart of the heart of Enamorada. So that's kind of the sort of theory of this build that I'm coming from. Let's change the color of this real quick. This light to, we've got purple. I guess maybe, let's go with red, orange. And then maybe we'll try the green. Go from there. I've been, you know, the Sims 4 has been here for so long now. I've been probably like 10 years of builds in this thing. And after a while, you do kind of feel like you've built everything under the sun. But Toolmod helps. Toolmod gives us a lot of options here for doing other things, like adding a little bit more detail with these light fixtures to the base of this penthouse. Okay, so that is red, orange, and we're going to try, whoops, wrong thing. Got to change the color first. So color and intensity of this light to yellow green or green green. I'm going to try green. Let's just go with green. And tool, move. Tool takes a little getting used to, but there's a great tutorial by the maker, Twisted Mexi, on YouTube. That's what I watched. And did I lose that? I think I sent it the wrong. I did something wrong. Let's try that again. Let's undo it. Tool, move. -31, comma, 0. There we go. He does a really excellent tutorial on YouTube. That's what I watched. It's the only thing I ever watched to learn how to do it. Let's see here. Drop that into place. And then I think we can fit probably really just one more color there. So maybe we'll go with just blue. I've got a 6th one here. Once we get it done, I'm going to kind of take a look at what we've got. I got to remember to change the color first. Intensity, this light, blue. Shift, tool, move. Shift that over. And a -2. Okay, so that gives us kind of where we're going, right? The bad thing about this, and I'll tell you the bad thing is, I want to do a line down this whole stretch, right? So I'm going to have to, I can do it a little bit easier because I'll just line them up along here, then change each one. I hate having to change the color of each one. That's real tedious. But I can change the color of each one and then move the whole thing as a group over and move the whole thing as a group down. I think should work just fine like that. Right now, I do want to see how this looks. Kind of, where are we here? At nighttime, let's take a look at our streetscape. So, you know, pretty cool. It does fit in with the vibrancy of this area. We want to have this is our downtown entertainment district, right? Hotel, shopping market, some apartments, beautiful penthouse, right? So that looks pretty good. I think that's where I'm going to head with that. Give us that look. I wish it would highlight this building, of course, the base, the shell. We're not really going to get that. That's okay. We can live with that. So we're going to drop down here. Let me bring our grid down. I'm going to move this over only about 1, 2 spaces. I'm going to do a test with it first before I line everything up. And then this was 25, so maybe 23. Let's try that. And we'll change the color to purple, the same as this one, and then run the line down the other way. So we're going to try. And if this fits, then we can line them all up. Be good to go. Purple here. Move. I think that's going to work. -2. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want it. Now we can just come back over here. We're going to do a whole line of them down here and then move it all at once. I'm going to go ahead and actually shift that one back into place and use it, as my guideline for the rest of them. So let's go into build mode. Drop down here. We're going to do one every 2 grid spaces, of course. Let's see. The thing I got to be careful with this is I don't want to move all of this stuff over across the street with the batch tool movement. We'll see. And I think that's what's going to happen if I try to move it as a batch. I think I can figure out a thing around that, though. Let me go ahead and place these first. Now that I think about it kind of in my head, we've got, make sure this is lined up correctly. 1, 2, 1, 2. How big is that building across the street? It goes pretty much to the corner. So let's just go ahead and put in as many of these here as we can. Hopefully I don't end up locking this thing up in build mode here. And in fact, I've kind of learned my lesson of late. So I have locked it up. I might go ahead and hit save real quick. You only have to go through a lot of build work once, and then all of a sudden the thing crashes and you're like, yeah, I should have saved that. Okay, so let's, now we've got those in place. I'll change the color in live mode. But what I'm going to do is just go ahead and move this stuff up a level. That way when I do this sort of batch, I can put it all back so easily. And when I do the batch move, it won't grab all of this stuff. And it's a lot easier to do this than it is to try to move each of those individually with tool mod. In fact, I don't even know if I need to move. I don't need to move those, so we'll leave those in place. The bushes I should probably move though, otherwise it will carry the bushes with it. Again, but it's no big deal. Loom move them up here. Pretty quick. Like that. Yeah, hell, we'll go ahead and move that one too. Now, we'll go into live. Well, hold on a second here. Let me take a look at this. This one's a little bit off. Let's shift it into its correct spot. There we go. Now this is, did I change the color of that to purple? It's so hard to tell when the lights are on, but I think so. Okay. So we're doing purple and we'll do gold, red, orange, green, and blue. So this light to gold, this light to red, orange, this light. This is what I always call kind of the tedious part of building. It's like, just going through and kind of setting one after another, after another, after another. Sometimes I can do these lights as a batch. You know, you can make a little room, put all the lights in the room, and then change them all at once. But since I'm doing these in kind of a pattern, I did not do it in that case. I kind of just did them individually. On this building over here, with all the lights are on the exterior of it, I did do those as a batch. Okay, so let's move all of these at once across the street. Fingers crossed. It should work pretty well. Usually does. You know, one thing I missed, let's take these particular lights and we'll just move them out of the way too. Now, tool mod, let's see. We'll click right about here, tool options. We're going to set our grouping box right there. And we're going to set the next point for it down here. And we'll set the next point for it. This is pretty tight. I mean, it's a pretty tight grouping. Hopefully this pulls everything together. Hope so. We're going to find out pretty quickly, though, because we're going to go in here and toggle the group. Okay, it didn't grab these two. So let's see if we can fix that. Let's try this again. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Let's try this again. Here we go. There we go. All right, we'll get there. Okay, and then let's bring it all the way down here again to this point. Okay, now that should have grabbed everything. We're going to hope. Keep our fingers crossed here. Toggle the group. Toggle the group. There we go. So got all of them that time. We're going to move the group. We're going to hit move here. Whoops. Tool, move. We're going to move them a -23, of course, on the x-axis, as we already checked out. 0 on the y-axis. Move the whole group over. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to, again, change the elevation of the entire group with like a -2. Drops, oh shoot. Okay, now why would that be different? I don't know. Looks like, let's try something here. Hold on. Undo it. Oh, it landed perfect. Actually, that's perfect right there. So did they just slide over perfectly? Maybe they did. Hell, I don't know. They're in place now, though. That's what we want it to look like. We're going to untoggle the group, and that's our list of our line of lights, or line of kind of colorful Enamorada lights here. Let's turn off the sun and see kind of what we got going. Go back over here. Lighting wise, yeah. So, you know, we've got this really great bright streetscape there. Kind of gives you a sense of security walking through downtown, right? We could do this side of the building too. I mean, I might try doing that at some point. For now, this is really where I was headed. We could also line those same lights up along here. We could line them up. I might do a line over here by the hotel to kind of tie this hotel even more into this area. Because this is kind of the outlier. It's got this weird base on it. If we add that line of lights to the bottom, it's going to make it feel more like a district, right? So that's definitely something I might do, is put a line of those lights around this hotel, either like this side and this side, or this side and this side, something like that. But for now, I do like the way that looks. I think that came across just exactly like I wanted. Let's see here. We'll put all of our stuff back into place here. Grab these things. Grid on. Kind of in the middle. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play right about there, I guess. Probably like right about there. This back into place. Drag our ivy back down here. Bring this down. And maybe this should go right about there. How much space do I have between those? That's the bad thing about that penthouse lot. Get on this backside of this lot, and it wants to jump us right on up there. Let's see. But I do like the new penthouse lots. I was so happy. I was so thrilled to see we were going to get those. Oh, bonjour, Ariana. How are you? Hope you're doing well this morning. Just trying to get a little building done here in The Sims 4, of course. Let's get back out here. We're going to send our family back home. Let's see, can we get there? Go home. There we go. Sasha and Toto here will go back to their home at the hotel. Ironically, Ariana, here in Oklahoma, it is an unusually nice day. We had a storm this morning, which cooled everything off. Yesterday was the same way. Yesterday was really cool. Didn't break 80 degrees Fahrenheit here. So really, really nice. We're going to turn this particular area up here into a 2-bedroom unit, sort of an extended stay hotel or an apartment. I was commenting earlier in the stream, if we ever actually do get hotels in game, I would do, true hotel rooms here. That's the elevator zone, so we'll leave it as is. But for now, I'm just kind of doing it as an extended stay hotel to justify having little kitchens and stuff. And then someone wants to use it as an apartment building, they can do that. Pull this like this. Actually, I think we can, let's go ahead and do it. Nice. How was Disneyland Paris? I've never been there. I've been to Disney World here in the United States. But Disneyland Paris looks really cool. I do really like the kind of look of it. Now you can see here, we're getting a little bit of stutter off those windows from the floor below. That's another thing that we can fix with Tool Mod. I had raised up the platforms for these windows. So it raised up these archways and kind of throws that stutter onto the floor above. But we can go through and do Tool Mod and just elevate them like a negative 0.05, something like that ought to do it. Just barely lower them down. And that'll take care of that graphical stutter we were getting there. Negative. I just got to remember to put the negative in. It's real easy to forget the negative and then it bounces up. Of course, it's also very easy to fix it. If you do make a mistake in Tool Mod, there's an undo button, which you saw me use a couple of times there. Negative, we'll take that out. And we will do the same here. Now, again, this does get a little tedious, but what can I say? Better a little bit of tediousness than to have that graphical problem on the floor above or have to change my build in some other way. I'm more than willing to put up with a little tedium to get it to look the way I want it to look. For a short while there, we didn't have the tool mod. The creator was on vacation. God love him. He deserves it. This is a great mod, so he deserves a vacation. But when the pack first came out, of course, it was broken. It broke the mod. And so a lot of us were at a loss. But it's fixed now. Back to normal. Let's see if that's enough for those two. Yeah. Tool, elevate. Okay, and I think that's it. That should be all of the kind of stutter we had there. Now, we'll have to do that with every single floor. Or I will have to do that with every single floor. But again, like I said, I'm willing to put up with it because it does end up looking just a whole lot closer to what I want. I would love to see a lot of the things at Disneyland Paris, Ariana. So much of it, you know, it looks a lot different than what we have here. I don't know the next time I'm actually going to get over there, but I would like to. I've been to Paris a couple of times in my life, so maybe at some point I'll make it again. Now, we're going to put in a 2-bedroom here. We're going to kind of see what we can map out. My first thought, of course, is we're going to have maybe a master bedroom with a direct or a primary bedroom with direct access out here onto the sort of terrace, the terrace. Now, I might not keep the terrace, so I got to really think about that. I mean, I might keep it because I'm going to have a penthouse up above, but I thought it'd be really cool to have like this kind of tall atrium area here with an outdoor pool, you know, on the bottom floor. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess for now I'll leave it. So we're going to draw across a large primary bedroom. And maybe do a smaller bedroom kind of here. Now I've got to have some room for a bath, of course, in each of these spaces. That shouldn't be too hard to force out of this. I could do a bath here for this primary bedroom. And then maybe do a bath here for the secondary bedroom. I'll have to think about that one. Let me take a look here and see. We did this. We did this. I need to have enough room when you come off the elevator, of course. Got kind of a little elevator entryway. Maybe we could do a little bath here, though, that would service this bedroom and the rest of the apartment out here. But it'd be so easy to put in a half bath. So I really kind of want the bath to have windows. I mean, that's kind of what I'm wrestling with at the moment. So let me back this up here. We could do this. A bathroom just like that. Well, no, we really can't because of the elevator. Well, we kind of could. I guess I could rearrange the elevator to open up maybe this way. Where's my elevator? Let me grab it and move it up here for now. Now, eventually I'll have an elevator on every single floor. And the Sims will use that, you know, to get around. But I like to just leave one to begin with because the game doesn't want to let you exit if you have more than one. Let's put that there. Take this off, take this off. Take this stuff out. Draw our line here. Do. I'm just reading what you're posting about Disneyland there in Paris. Let me see here. Really, there's a is there a real dragon under the castle? Like, can you go down and see it, or is it just kind of a myth? Like, kind of like the story? Because that would be really cool too. I'd love to see that. And let's see here. I really love Disney World and I haven't been to Disneyland here in the States, but Disney World, I would love to live in Orlando, you know, and be able to go all the time, get a season pass or something. I think that'll work. We can exit the elevator this way and we'll put like an office area here. And then we can actually put the kitchen here too. And then we'll have like a large living dining area out in here. So that's kind of my question to myself is maybe go ahead and do I need to put in a half bath? That's my question right now. And I'm thinking, yeah, maybe. So we can do a half bath right here. And we'll have entrance to this bedroom, entrance to this bedroom, bathroom for this bedroom, bathroom for this bedroom. Plenty of room for a closet in both these places. And kind of a kitchen back over here. Small kitchen. Kitchenette. Oh, you can go down to see it and it does look real. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, okay. I didn't know that it was Sleeping Beauty's castle. But I get it. I get that story of it and who Maleficent is. So awesome. Makes me want to go. I probably won't get there this year. Maybe next year though. Maybe I could take my son there. He loves Disney World too. And I think he would really get a kick out of going to Disneyland in Paris. Let's see, where are we going to put our fridge? Maybe we'll do this and this and this. And we'll put the fridge next to it. Right here. And we're going to choose a cooktop. Now, typically I don't put a stove right next to a fridge. I guess we could put the stove here. Or we could go ahead and put it here. Since this is just a kitchenette and this is just a cooktop, not an oven, I don't think it's as big a deal. But let's do that. Then we have a little prep space here. And let's see. We'll put a sink in place. I guess we could even go ahead and put a dishwasher in because they should still, as I recall, still use this surface to prep even if there's a dishwasher under it. I wish the dishwasher, though, here's the thing I don't like. Why doesn't the dishwasher match these? Why can't I get the dishwasher in this color? I don't know. I mean, I know why. They didn't make it that way, but I wish they had. Let me see. What am I going to use instead? Maybe that? I'm not even going to do a dishwasher. You know what? Let's leave it, and the maid will just have to clean it up. We'll just do that. And then we could put in a little kind of breakfast table here, like maybe the bistro table. Oh, Rise of the Resistance is a fantastic ride. It is like my favorite. I love it. Oh my gosh. First of all, I love Star Wars a lot. Journey to Batuu is like one of my favorite packs for The Sims 4. I know it gets a lot of hate. I know. I get it. But I still love it. It's one of my favorites. I redid some of the buildings there. Like I redid the cantina and I redid the sort of first order area. I redid the first order area to look like a gift shop, and then underground I built a hotel that looked like it was in outer space, kind of like the Halcyon, right? Galactic Star Cruiser. And then at the cantina, I also built like some hotel rooms, and I put some extra stuff to do in the cantina in there as well. And I used one of the shells for that particular, for Batuu, to put like a little kind of apartment in, like almost like a Disney DVC type of place, right? So I put like a little apartment in there. And the Resistance area, I did the same way. So I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. I was so happy. I know everyone else hated it, but I was super happy. I was in love with it. I don't know if I want to use this bistro stuff or not. I thought I did when I picked it up, but I don't know. It looks a little bit different than the rest of the apartment. But I'm going to go ahead and put that there just as kind of an indication of what, we kind of can do. Maybe we could put it right here, maybe. Kind of put it like that. And then let me drop down here. I'm going to grab this tile. And we're going to just put it pretty much everywhere in this second floor. Because everything could be tiled, right? And we'll grab the sort of white wall coverings to begin with. Go through here like this. I think that's good. Oh, nice. Yeah, you can bring food and drink inside the parks at Disney World too. I typically do bring like bottled water with me, and then I just refill it, at the water stations. Because bottled water, I think, is like, I don't know, $5 or $6 a bottle at Disney World. And I often bring like snacks. So I bring snacks usually. Now, my son and I do eat at Disney World when we're there usually. In fact, I think pretty much always we have at the parks. But I'll bring like snacks and stuff like that so that, kind of does keep the cost down a little bit, because Disney World is crazy expensive. I mean, almost ridiculously so. You're kind of like, oh man, I could have just bought a car. I could have bought a car instead of going on vacation. But it is a lot of fun, and you never forget it. And like I said, if you want to just kind of a taste of a theme park, just get Journey to Batuu, and it's practically the same thing as Galaxy's Edge at Disney World. It doesn't have the same sort of rides, but the sort of little quests and stuff you can go on there are a lot of fun. Let's see here. What else are we going to put into this thing? I guess just dining room and living room. Dining room obviously could go here. We don't need very much space for a dining room. This is a really big place. It really is bigger than I thought it was when I was first kind of thinking, oh, I'll just stick a long-term hotel room there. Let's see here. I'm going to maybe divide this off like that. Actually, let's go ahead and we'll create a little bit of privacy for our guest bath. So we'll do that like that. And then, because I've got plenty of room to work in here, we'll put this here and this here. Some of these walls I'm going to change. I'm going to make them a lot more colorful, and then we'll move that there for the living area over here. Let's see. That. I actually could go ahead and make that kind of a pony wall as well, I suppose. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I guess that would still give us the privacy we want, but add a little more light back behind there. Natural light. Okay, now we'll throw in kind of a dining room. Here I just used a counter and bar stools, and I actually do like that look, but we have such a larger space here to deal with. I think we can do an actual dining room table. And there are, you know, quite a few hotels like this. There's a hotel I used to stay in all the time in Washington, D.C., and it was set up like this. Like all of the rooms were apartments. And so you either had, I mean, at most you had a sort of studio apartment. That was the smallest, but it still had a full kitchen, right? But a lot of times I would stay in a 1 or 2 bedroom, depending on maybe how many people there were with us, stuff like that. And it always had, like, the 1 and 2 bedrooms had like a little dining room, a little dining area. They should use this for now. And a full kitchen. It was cool. I always thought somehow I was going to cook some of my own meals, but I never did. At most, I might eat some cereal or something in the morning, so I might do that. But I never really got into like cooking all that much. I was too tired. You know, when you're on vacation, you've been like walking all over DC all day. You get back to your hotel, you're not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cook dinner right now. No, that's not gonna happen. I mean, it could, but no, it didn't. Put this here, maybe lift it up a little bit. Not too high though. Maybe up like that. I want to change the color of it to orange or maybe red. I really like the orange. I'll go with orange. Do you work there at Disney then? How do you like that? I always thought that would be a fun job, like when I retired to move to Orlando, get a job at Disney and, you know, and stuff like that. I always thought that'd be cool to do, but I don't know. It might suck. So, you know, it's kind of like, it's probably a whole lot different being a guest than actually working there. But it does look fun. It does look like it would be fun to do. Put this down here, like so. And I agree, they don't put a sign, and a lot of people probably think you can't bring stuff. But yeah, they've even got lockers and stuff if you don't want to drag it around with you. Lockers are pretty cheap at Disney World, as I recall. So, you know, now I don't bring a whole lot, so it's pretty easy to bring it in a small bag, you know. But, you know, you can always use a locker and kind of what looks like hotel furniture. Kind of carry some stuff around that way. That doesn't really look like hotel furniture, but I could use it. I love that chair. It's one of my favorite chairs. I love the way it's kind of set up. I guess we could use something like this. Kind of a nice, comfortable chair. Let's see here. We've got it in those colors. Like this, maybe. I've used this in a few other builds over in this area. Put it like this. Since we're just really mapping things out, I might change it around. Just want to kind of get a feel for, you know, what will fit, you know, what I can do. Let my brain kind of think about it after the fact. Oh, you mean like as an employee, you can't have a tattoo and let it be seen in the parks? That might be the case. I mean, they used to be pretty strict about appearance, and I don't know how strict they still are. But Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen a tattoo on a Disney employee here in the United States. And it's real tough to say. I mean, it's so weird here in the States because we're so big. The United States is such a big country. So, I mean, if you're coming from some areas and you see someone with a tattoo, you're going to not even care. You know, it's so common. You see it so often. I mean, even here in Oklahoma, you see it pretty often. You know what I mean? So I don't even notice it. There's other places, though, those people would probably just be in dead shock. You know, like, oh my God, they were wearing it. They had a tattoo and I just couldn't. Oh my God. I was just shocked. I was just so surprised. I'm like, okay, well, if that's what shocks you, then I guess, you know, okay, that's fine. I get it. But I'm not usually shocked. Other things shock me, like poverty and homelessness and stuff like that. But a tattoo doesn't shock me. Let me, maybe let's use this here. What colors does it come in? Maybe I should change the color of this back to this. I almost went with this. The light there is so weird. Why is the light there so weird? I want to take a look at this. What have I got going on here with lighting? Surely the TV is not doing that. I mean, at night, it doesn't look that strange. But I'm getting kind of a weird look there with the lighting on these boxes. I don't think the rest of it, is it that? And it's not that. So it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there. I might have to tinker with it and see what I can figure out. Well, they should be chill. I mean, it is the 21st century and, you know, I mean, it's a modern world. It's 21st century, blah, blah, blah. Telling Disney all the things it should already know. I mean, you know, Disney in the US, they're definitely pretty good about some stuff, you know, when it comes to sort of the whole I can't remember all the letters any longer. LBGTQ sort of community. And I'm gay and I should know all the letters and I don't. Sorry. But when it comes to that community, I mean, I think they're really supportive and they definitely go out of their way. And I mean, they do such a great job. But yeah, I could see them on other things kind of really pulling back. They get some flack sometimes for their stance on social issues in regard, you know, to minorities, all sorts of different social issues, really. But I do think they try to stick to their guns and do a pretty good job of it. Let's go with the green there. I've been just mixing up colors and styles here lately because I've been kind of feeling kind of bored with what I've been decorating with in game. And I'm just kind of like, let's just mix this together. Let's mix this together. Let's see how it turns out. Maybe we'll turn it to brown. What's this color? I love that version of it. We've got brown, black. Let's go with brown for now. Yeah, you know what? I remember that trend. Yes, where they would give you a free t-shirt. They'll give you a free t-shirt for other things, though, too. Now, when Mission to Mars first opened at Disney World, this was a long time ago. But when Mission to Mars first opened at Disney World, I rode that, and I rode the really intense version of it, and I got so sick. Now, I held it in until I got off the ride. But as soon as I got off the ride, I told the CM, you know, the cast member there at the door, I was like, you know, I think I'm going to be sick. Where's the nearest bathroom? And she was super sweet. She was like, oh, right here. And she opened a door, like literally right outside the ride. And it was a little janitorial closet. And she's like, you can just throw up in the garbage can there. And if you feel like you can't make it. And I was like, yeah, I do feel, you know, I can feel it kind of building. And when I got done and I came out, she was like, well, now are you okay? She's like, do you want me to get you a t-shirt? She's like, I can get you a t-shirt if you want to change your shirt. Now I hadn't got anything on me, so I was fine. And I was like, no, I'm good. But I was really surprised. They were really nice like that. And she was like, yeah, you know, I can get you a t-shirt if you want, if you need to change your shirt. And it would be free. Yeah, and it would be free in that case. And I was like, no, I'm good. I should have done it. I could have got a free t-shirt. I hit the wrong button. I should have done it because I could have got a free t-shirt. But at the time, I had Disney t-shirts, right, from the gift shop, so it didn't really occur to me. Didn't do it. I'm going to put that there. I think I'll put it there. But that was it was really nice. And there is stuff like that. They're like super nice at Disney. And I've heard people from Europe before on some of the sites, some of the review sites and stuff like that. Really go on about how great Disney is. You know, if you have a handicap, if you have a disability of some form, you know, how much they really try to go out of their way. And they do, especially here in the States. I don't know about other places, but here in the States, they really do try to accommodate you. You know, they want you to have a good time. They want you to be able to, as much as possible, enjoy it as everyone else, you know, does. Now they get a little, some people take advantage of that, you know, as we all know, some people do take advantage of that, but they try. They do try. I'm going to grab this sort of shower insert here. We got kind of a tight bathroom. But now I'm going to try, I don't know. I wanted to try to put 2 sinks here by the window. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll take a look here. It probably could be a TikTok trend. Just try to pretend you're going to pretend you throw up on Mission to Mars. It's funny. I think they did dumb it down. That was like right after it started. And so like even the intense version later on, because now they have a completely non-intense version. And then they have the intense version. Even the intense version later after on, I felt like wasn't as bad. And I never felt that wave of nausea ever again. So I do think they kind of toned it down, which in some ways is too bad. I mean, you know what I mean? I really kind of appreciated the fact that they went to such trouble to make it realistic, right? I mean, do you want to feel like you're going to Mars or not, right? So I really appreciated the fact that they really tried on it to give you this realistic experience. So yeah, I kind of thought it was kind of a shame. They kind of probably, you know, dumbed it down a little bit. I'm going to try setting that right there to act as our countertop and just do a single sink there since the toilet is so close. I think another sink would work right here, but it just felt too crowded to me. Well, you know what? And I hope they keep the Tower of Terror at Disney World too. The Tower of Terror at Disney World has not been changed. I know at Disneyland in California, I believe they reskinned it for Guardians of the Galaxy. That has not happened at Disney World, and I don't think it will because they did a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is excellent. Incidentally, oh my God, that is such a good ride at Epcot. So I don't think they'll change Tower of Terror, and I hope they don't because I love Tower of Terror just the way it is. But the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot is so good. Oh my gosh, my son and I had the best time on that. We had gone to Disney to do Halcyon, to do the Galactic Star Cruiser. We're both big Star Wars fans, and I was so excited when it came out, and it cost way too much money. It did. But it was, I'm going to just say it was really worth it. It was so immersive. It was so cool. I hope that they can bring it back in some fashion, you know, that's maybe a little more accessible and without losing too much of that experience. The Galaxy's Edge really does have a lot of that sort of feel though too, but the Star Cruiser was just really incredible. So we'd gone to do that, and they'd opened Guardians of the Galaxy not too long before we went. And oh man, it was so much fun. Just loved it. What a blast. What a ride. We're going to put a mirror here, and it's going to be a little bit floating because our window, of course, is angled, right? We have angled windows here at this hotel. So in the living areas, you can kind of lean out, right? And see over the edge. I guess I'm going to pull it out just a little bit here. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to use the round one. Typically, I do use the round one. I don't really like it intersecting the wall like that, but I might leave it. Let's grab the light rope pole. I use this light rope pole a lot as a sort of chain for light fixtures. You know, I don't know why they haven't just done a chain for light fixtures yet. We had a chain for light fixtures in The Sims 3. But so far, this is as close as we've gotten in 4. And it does work. I do think it's fine. So I'm going to put this pole here to make it look like the mirror is mounted, you know, to the pole instead of just floating in the air. Yeah, they have that at of course Disney World too. I don't know if they have it. They might have it at Disneyland even as well. Star Tours when my son was little, like real little, like 5 years old. That was the first time I took him to Disney World. That was like one of his favorite rides. And the very first time he rode it, he got off. Now, Matt, you know, remember, you know, he's 5, of course. He's 5 years old. And he's just enthralled. He's just looking at everything. You know, we're walking down the long hallway towards the gift shop to get out of the ride. And he's just enthralled with everything. And he's looking at everything. And he says, you know, Coruscant looks a lot like Disney Studios, right? And I'm like, well, Coruscant's where we landed on the ride. And of course, I'm like, well, son, we're not on Coruscant. This is Disney World. And he's like, no, because he really felt, you know, again, he's 5. And, you know, when you put on those glasses and it feels real and everything's moving, he thought, yeah, we had left Disney World, gone into outer space, and gone to Coruscant, you know. And I don't think he fully believed me until we actually got out into the gift shop that, no, we had not left Earth. We had not left, you know, gone into outer space. So he, you know, when they're 5 years old, I was really surprised how much they actually do believe everything. He thought at that time they had a ride called Stitch's Great Escape in Tomorrowland, and it's kind of the bad Stitch, you know, trying to escape, like in the movie. And so he thought Stitch was real. Yeah, he was even a little scared, you know, because it was the bad Stitch, not the good Stitch. And he thought Tinkerbell was real, flying over the castle to Tomorrowland. He was trying to catch the dust so he could fly to. It's cute. I mean, a lot of people don't want to take a kid that young to Disney World because they won't remember it. And he doesn't remember all of it, you know, at this age, of course. He's all grown up now practically. But I remember it, and all my memories of it are so good that I'm really glad I did do it. What I'm looking for is the tray of stuff. If you're wondering what I'm scanning through here, I'm trying to find this tray of bathroom looking stuff. I mean, this would do, or this sort of stuff would do, but I want something a little bit fancier. It's kind of the fancy hotel, right? So where is it? I don't know. I'll use this if I can't find it. That's close enough, I guess. I'm gonna grab these two and we'll put these down here on that shelf. Because I don't see it. And I can't remember what it's called. It's like a base. There it is. It's like a base game item. It is a base game item. I gotta remember this. Tray with question marks or quotation marks. So there we go. There's our little bathroom set up here for this particular bedroom. I could see where it might give you a little bit of a headache because or even motion sickness, because it's pretty intense. It's pretty realistic. It jerks you around quite a bit. Oh, well, you know, and at Disney World, it's like a big room too. I don't know how many people fit in it, but probably 24, I think. I think it's maybe 4, maybe it's 5 rows of 6 or 8. I don't know. It holds a huge amount. Now, the great thing about it holding so many is that it's rarely a very long wait. You know, it's a great ride and it doesn't take very long to get on it. So my son and I could ride it like several times. I mean, sometimes the waits literally walk on. I mean, you just walk on most of the time. So it also, yeah, it's like a huge room. I wish wish I could remember. Let's say maybe 4 rows of 8. So maybe 32 people at a time. I think it is 4, not 5. And I think it's 8 across. And you enter from one side and then you exit from the other. You know, with these little, well, go with that lighter tone there. From your little seats. Let's see here. Let's put a chair in here. Something kind of simple. Go with that for now. We don't have Chip and Dale at Disney World. There is no Chip and Dale there. That would be really cute. I love Chip and Dale. We do have a restaurant at Disney World, like at Epcot, where you can, like Chip and Dale are the characters that come out, and Farmer Mickey, and I think sometimes Pluto comes out. I've never seen Pluto except like on someone's video, but so I know that he must come out at least sometimes. But I've seen Farmer Mickey and I've seen Chip and Dale there. It's a pretty good restaurant. If it works, if it's working that day, it revolves, you know, through like the land pavilion at Epcot, and so you can see the living with the land type stuff, you know. So super cool revolving kind of restaurant there. That will be our closet. I don't know if I'm gonna put any clothes in the closet or not. I guess I could. Sometimes I don't put clothes in the closet if it's a hotel or something, because I figure, you know, I don't know what I figure. I guess that maybe nobody's in that room yet. You know, does that make sense? I guess. Let's grab this here, put it in here. And we'll put this over here, kind of get our little half bath going. Talking about Disney World does make me want to go again, but like I said, it is so expensive. I probably will. Well, I won't go this year because starting in like a week, I'm back in school. So, and it's full time and I work full time. So in fact, I work more than full time. I typically work about 55 hours a week. So I don't think I'll be going anywhere until next year. And I think my son, I think he wants to go to New York, you know, New York City, kind of on his list. His other dad is actually taking him to Europe in a couple of months, to Italy. So he'll be doing that. So I don't think I'll go to Italy anytime soon. Let's see here. Let's put our door here. Then I'm going to... I'm going to put a freestanding tub in this room because we've got enough space here to do a nice sized bathroom. We'll grab this and put it here. And I'm going to just grab a square shower at the moment, but I might do it as a build shower with the shower head on the wall. We'll see. And we'll put in our commode over here. And then we're going to do the kind of the same setup with the sinks in front of the window for a great view while you're getting ready. This is that there. Oh, no kidding. They don't even have them walking around. That's too bad. That's too bad. I don't know that I've ever seen Chip and Dale, though, really walking around, though, either anywhere now that I think about it. Just at that one restaurant. That's the only place. Maybe I've just missed them. It's hard to say. Oh, no kidding. Oh, that would be cool, though. That would be cool. I mean, it would be very hard to do it here in the United States to have Snow White and Rapunzel speaking German unless they could speak English as well. But I would love that. That's actually a really cool idea, since they are supposed to be from those areas, that you go ahead and give them those languages. Like I said, I don't know how it would fly here in the States. Probably someone somewhere would lose it. I was gonna say lose their shit over it. Yeah, they would. They'd lose it over and throw some big fit, and they put it online, and Disney would get all this flack. And then the next thing you know, they'd never do it again. Because they don't want to have to deal with the negative fallout. But I think it would be a cool idea. I really love it as a concept. So maybe sometime they'll try that. It would be really cool in Epcot, especially because if you put Rapunzel in Germany in Epcot, or Snow White in Germany in Epcot, and had them speak German there, it would fit the theme, of Epcot, because it's Germany, right? And it's a way of kind of tying those characters into Epcot, because they're always looking for a way to tie characters into Epcot. So I don't know why they haven't done that yet. I'm kind of surprised now that I think about it that they haven't done something like that yet. Or maybe they have and I haven't noticed. Again, they could have done it and I didn't notice. There's so many characters that people love. I'm sure they have a tough time deciding who to put where. They do put Mary Poppins and like Winnie the Pooh over in Britain or England at Epcot. I don't know what else they use. Well, Aladdin in Ariel, not Ariel, what's her name? Aladdin and his girlfriend. They put them over in Morocco sometimes. And the Frozen chicks, whatever their names are. I can't remember. I don't know. But they put them in Norway. So, they do work some characters in a few places sometimes. Aladdin and Jasmine. Thank you. Yes, it's Jasmine. That's her name. Aladdin and Jasmine, they put Morocco in Epcot. Sometimes you can see them there. I think sometimes even as a meet and greet, they'll have them there. Anna and Elsa, that's correct. Yes. See, you work there. I'm sure you hear those names all the time. Anna and Elsa, yeah. You'll see them at Norway. That's very cool. And sometimes you'll see Sleeping Beauty at Norway. Again, they have a character dinner at Norway at the restaurant there. And like 4 different princesses come out. And I think it's usually Sleeping Beauty, which is like maybe the only place you can meet her at Disney World, and Snow White, and 2 others. I don't remember who the other 2 were. It's been a long time since I've done that dinner. There's our bathroom mapped out for this particular room. Let's see here. Put this here. But Sleeping Beauty, and I don't think you ever see Sleeping Beauty. Maybe sometimes you do nowadays. For a long time, you never saw Sleeping Beauty at the Magic Kingdom at Disney World, because Cinderella's castle is at the Magic Kingdom. So, you wouldn't see Sleeping Beauty there because that's kind of a competing monarch, I guess, or something was the idea. So, but nowadays, I think sometimes if they're doing a production number, I don't know. I don't know even still if you see Sleeping Beauty. I'd have to look that one up. I just know that for a while, that was the deal. Like, Cinderella, that's her domain. That's her kingdom. The Magic Kingdom is her kingdom. Do you see Cinderella at Disneyland Paris, or do you only see Sleeping Beauty primarily? I'd be curious about that. Let's just grab the same sort of bed here. That may be there. Well, I'm going to need a closet in this mess. Let's see here. Where can I put a closet? I got too many windows and doors in this room. Well, I can do a closet here. Just have a big window in the closet, right? I suppose. Maybe here. Yeah, let's try that. Let's do this. Let's do a little bit of a walk-through closet, because this bedroom is huge. This bedroom's really big, I think. So we'll do kind of a walk-in closet. And we can do storage here, here, and here. I don't know. I wouldn't normally do that because the windows are in the way. But maybe. Let's see here. You know, everybody loves Peter Pan's like always the cutest guy in the park, right? I mean, he always is. Especially like gay guys like him, I think a lot, right? That's always a big crush is the Peter Pan guy. Peter Pan's always like the cutest guy in the park. I think Cinderella by the Railroad would be kind of cute. Railroads are such a big deal at Disney World, the Railroad at Magic Kingdom. That was a big thing with Disney, of course. Disney loved railroads. And so, or trains, right? So it kind of fits. I think that kind of fits pretty well. I do not know why this looks so weird. That looks like blue almost down there. Something, maybe it has to do with these. Are they casting a weird light? Let me take that out. Nope, not that. So I don't know what it is, huh? Maybe it's the way well, it shouldn't even, it could be that. It could be that. The angled window, maybe. That's kind of cool that she's during the Stars on Parade. Yeah. I can't remember at Disney World if they stop any longer or not. I think when they're walking, they don't. I think so when they're walking, you can kind of walk along with them, but they always have handlers, around them. And then I think it's just not until you get to the meet and greet area that you can actually interact with them in any way. I don't think you can impede them as they're walking. And part of that, as I recall, is going to be because, a lot of times when they're walking to go backstage. And usually they're pretty hot. In that costume. So they need to get where they're going so they can get that costume off. So it's a little bit of a safety reason. I mean, we throw that around a lot in the United States as an excuse that it's for safety. But I think in this case, it really is kind of for safety. And a lot of times they just don't walk around a lot anyway. A lot of the meet and greet areas are kind of close to backstage. Right, so there's not very far they have to go. Sometimes there is, like especially in Frontierland in Magic Kingdom, I think that's a pretty far walk. In fact, I've seen them walking it. It is kind of a pretty far walk. And if you do a backstage tour, you can see them kind of back where they kind of get ready, right before they're going to do that walk. But here in the United States, it's so hot in Florida in the summertime. Even in the winter sometimes. Yeah, I think they really kind of like to hustle them along back where they're going so they can get out of that and get something to drink, get some air. Oh, that'd be, yeah, sometimes I think people still get in the shows here or in the parade. They'll get to be part of the parade, which is really cool. I think especially if you're a kid, I think people love that. We have the same problem here with people touching them in the United States. Yes, we do. And yes, it can be a problem. Sometimes people, they leave all of their common sense at home when they're on vacation. They leave all their manners and all their common sense at home and forget that they're not at home. They are on vacation. So yeah, we've had those problems here too. And I think that probably ties into it. In order to limit anything that might be misconstrued by a guest towards a character, they definitely do limit that. And that's fine. I don't think that those characters need to be swamped, really. The meet and greet areas are sufficient, Take your kid up there. Or in my case, me. The only meet and greet I've ever done that wasn't part of a dinner experience. I did have to go and get my picture taken with Stitch and Lilo, right? So I can remember Lilo's name because I love Lilo and Stitch. It's like my favorite, cartoon that Disney's ever done. And so I had to go get my picture taken with Lilo and Stitch. And that was my big moment at Disney in a meet and greet line. And I felt a little bit like a fool. I was the only person in line without a kid, of course, but you know, it was Stitch. It was Stitch. I had to do it. It was at like Animal Kingdom at Disney World. I had to do it. And I almost didn't even see Lilo and Stitch. I wasn't going to go watch it. I went to the movies to watch something else. And I got there kind of late, and the movie I was going to watch, I guess I had the time wrong, and it was already 30 minutes into the movie. And I thought, shoot, well, I don't want to watch that now. I've already missed 30 minutes of it. And Lilo and Stitch was starting in like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. Or maybe it was just starting, like right that moment. Because I did miss like the first 3 or 4 minutes of Lilo and Stitch. So it was just starting. And I thought, well, what the hell? I've already come all this way. I'm going to go ahead and just do it. So I went in to watch Lilo and Stitch. And oh my God, it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I was literally falling out of my chair laughing. It was so funny. Like from the start, I could not stop laughing. I was just all over myself with laughter. And of course, when my son was little, now he wasn't born until 2008, but when he was little, he loved Stitch too. That was his favorite character, was Stitch. And so he and I got along famously about that. And Stitch, when I took him to Disney World the first time as a little kid, that was the only character that he would talk to and hug. That was the only one. The rest of them, he's like, no, no, no. But Stitch, he actually ran up to. He was so excited to see him at Tomorrowland, Disney World. He just went running up there, Stitch, yelling, you know. It's one of those memories as an adult. He might not remember, but I remember it. Let's see. Let's go with these tables maybe back over here. Put a little seating area in here in the bedroom. We've really, like I said, we've got a lot of room in this particular apartment. For now, I think that is pretty good, though. You know, I've got to watch Barbie. I still haven't seen Barbie. I still haven't. I don't know how, because it looks hilarious. And I really want to see it. I just have been so busy. I totally missed it in the theater. And I keep thinking, well, I'm gonna buy it. You know, they usually don't rent them. I just buy them, you know. Because inevitably I do want to watch it again later. So I still haven't. I need to get on it. It looks like a super cool movie. And everyone loved it. Everyone loved it, so it must be. Whoops, let's see here. I don't know why I'm putting these lights in. I know I'm going to use the new Lovestruck lights. Let me take a look here. Oh, no kidding. I wish they had a cinema. In fact, they used to. We do, yes, Disney Springs. They've changed it. It used to be like Downtown Disney. It used to be Downtown Disney. I still want to call it that all the time. Downtown Disney used to have a movie theater as well. I don't know if it still does. The last couple of times I went to Disney, I used to always stay at Port Orleans, and there was a boat that ran from Port Orleans to Downtown Disney. So I would go there fairly commonly. The last time I went to Disney, the last couple of times, I've stayed at Pop Century, which I love because it's on the Skyliner now, right? So I haven't gone to Downtown Disney, so I don't know what's still there. But there used to be a movie theater there. I never went to it, but I should have. It would have been fun. Oh, no kidding. You have to go through security. Now, see, Disney Springs, yes, Disney Springs, what it's called now. Disney Springs here in the United States is pretty much open. It's just like an open air shopping center, and anybody can go in Florida, like anybody in Orlando or wherever. You don't need any sort of admission, no security. At least the last time I was there, there was no security. I mean, there were like several entrances. It would be really hard to set up security for Disney Springs because there's got to be, I don't know, 8 different entrance points or even more to Disney Springs. So yeah, no security there. I don't know what kind of restaurants they have now. Five Guys is a big American burger restaurant here in the States. I don't know if they had that at Disney Springs. They have things like Rainforest Cafe, I think there, and T-Rex. I don't know. They changed too much. You know, there used to be some restaurants that I really liked, but it's been a while since I've been there. You know, since we can't put a pool here on this level, we could put a hot tub out here. Let's do a hot tub. Under plumbing, under tubs. Oh, Lovestruck is still selected. Let's take Lovestruck off. What kind of hot tub shall we use? We still don't have very many choices for hot tubs. We could do this, an onsen bath. It's really big. It looks almost like a little swimming pool up here, though, doesn't it? Oh dear. I don't know. We might not be able to do that. So we won't do that. Take that out. We will do a hot tub instead. Let's put maybe someplace where you can get some of the view. So back here, maybe. Let me turn the grid on. Make sure I've got enough room there for the Sims to get into it. I think we'll leave it as black too. Let's let it match this other black stuff out here. I kind of remember Michael Jackson going to Disneyland Paris. The closest I've ever got to Michael Jackson, I did stay in the same hotel he stayed in Munich, the one where he held the little baby over the balcony. Now, of course, on TV, it looked like he was like 15 stories in the air or something. In reality, I think it was just the second floor that balcony was on. Where he held the little baby. Now, of course, you don't want to drop a baby from the second floor. Don't get me wrong. Don't try that, definitely. Because a little baby, that'd be tough. But it wasn't quite as dramatic as it looked on TV. But I did stay in that hotel. And the weird thing was, like, right across the street from the hotel is like this little park. And there was a tree there. And the tree was just covered with Michael Jackson, like, stuff, right? Like pictures and posters and I don't know what all. And apparently like people go there and it's like this shrine to Michael Jackson outside this hotel. I guess Germans mostly do it, maybe tourists. I don't know who was doing it. And the desk clerk at the hotel said that the city constantly clears all that stuff off there and gets rid of it, but people just keep coming back. And so finally, after a while, they kind of just gave up. I think for a while they tried to fight it, and clear it like every single night or every day or something. But she's like, people came back so frequently and so much that finally they just gave up. And periodically they clear stuff off because, it gets rained on, stuff like that kind of degrades. But she's like, they pretty much just gave up. Just let the shrine exist. Oh, they just have the security thing to enter Five Guys? Really? That's hilarious. I would never go through security to get into Five Guys. I don't even like them that much. They do an okay burger, but this is America. Every place does an okay burger. And you can get like better burgers, I think, in America, other places than Five Guys, although their burgers are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I just don't buy the hype on that. But mostly that's because here in the States, like I said, literally every single restaurant, even chicken restaurants have a burger, right? So I don't buy the hype on that. I would never go through security getting Five Guys. No kidding. Did she really? So yeah. Did you see the shrine across, like in that little park? I have a picture, I think, somewhere. I don't think it's digital though. But anyway, it was the craziest thing I'd ever saw. I love Munich. Munich is I love a lot of cities in Europe, and they typically do fall on my favorite cities list. I love Munich's one of my favorite cities. Paris, definitely one of my favorite cities. Paris is probably I think it's my second favorite city probably in the world, right? Venice, Italy is my favorite city in the world. It's my absolute favorite city in the world. If I ever have enough money, I will retire to Venice when I retire because I absolutely adore that city. Munich, though, is another one. I absolutely just adore Munich. I loved it. And then here in the States, I like Chicago, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C. I like a lot of cities here in the United States, too. But European cities are just different. There's mass transit. You can walk everywhere. Everything feels like so much more like alive and lively. You know, there's people everywhere, and I don't know. You know, you live there. You know what it's like. She does love Michael Jackson. I like Michael Jackson. I mean, I like his music. It's okay. It's fine. I listen to several of his songs, you know, are good. I've never been like a super big, like put posters on the wall type Michael Jackson type of fan. But yeah, for sure. I do like his music. And I thought it was pretty cool to see his shrine there from the hotel. But the, I don't think I've ever been to any sort of, I don't usually watch documentaries on him or anything like that. I did read recently, like when he died, apparently he was super in debt. I did read that. I kind of felt kind of almost bad for him because apparently, I don't know, like $500 million in debt. I can't even conceive of that. I mean, that's almost like something that, yeah, I can't conceive of. $500 million. I'm like, oh my God. How do you have that much debt? I don't even know what I would. Well, I couldn't be $500 million in debt. No bank would ever give me that much money. But I don't know what I would do if I was that much in debt. I don't know. I think we'll do, this is going to be our penthouse over here. I think I'm going to do an atrium right here for this. And maybe a large bedroom here, and a really large living area on the first floor of this penthouse. And that will be for next time. For now, I'm going to take a break. I've been doing this stream for about 2.5 hours, I think. So I'm going to take a quick break. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. If you're watching now or watching in the future, I do save everything on archive, you know, here on YouTube. Later today, my plan is later today, we're going to go back and visit my my polyamorous family over here, Derek and Rick and Lando, here at their penthouse. The 3 Dereks are all clones. I just happened to come across, this was my test save file. And when I was testing the Cupid's Corner thing with Derek saw Derek on Cupid's Corner. So I'm like, hey, let's just go out with ourselves. And then while we were out with ourselves, we saw another one of ourselves at the nightclub. So I'm like, hey, let's just get with that Derek too. So now there's Derek, Rick, and Lando living over here. We're still trying to find the Misery Care Bear, you know, the blue Care Bear running around town with an unhappy heart on his chest, a broken heart. We're trying to find him so we can do that quest. And right now they've got 2 kids and 5 adults. So we can fit 1 more adult in here. Then we're going to call it Brother Wives. And we're going to move to Chestnut Ridge, which I think is Utah in game. So we're just going to pack it up, move to Chestnut Ridge and live there. Probably not really. I love it here in Enamorada too much. Here in DTEC, Downtown Enamorada. See you, Dodd. Love it here too much. And so we'll probably continue to live here, but I don't know where I'm going to move. Maybe over here. I'm going to need more room. I'm running out of beds in this place. It's only 20 by 15. So, let's see here. If I do come to Paris, I am going to stay at Disneyland Paris. I love the fact there's hotels there. And I usually stay at Disney World on property too. It's just more convenient, easier. But I'll go into Paris as well. After I'm done with Disneyland, I'll probably switch to a hotel in Paris. I love staying in Paris. I stayed at the cutest hotel last time I was there. I can't remember the name of it, but it was kind of maybe in the Belle Epoque area. Is that one of it? I think it was in the 15th. I think I can find it. It wasn't too far from. I can't speak French, but from like the North train station, Gare du Nord. I think it wasn't too far from there. So, in fact, I walked from the train station to the hotel, but then going back, that was all downhill. And I thought, I'm not going all uphill to get to the train station. So I took a cab to the train station after that. And then I took the metro out to the airport and I flew on to Venice. But I love Paris, love staying there. Alfred Burger. I'll check that out. I definitely will check that out. And in fact, I'm going to screenshot this so I don't lose that. The only place I've ever had a burger in France, and this was a long time ago. This was like my first trip to Europe. So like maybe 25 years ago, not quite 25 years ago, but close to that long ago. I went to Europe and I saw a little fast food place that looked kind of like the French McDonald's. And I guess it is kind of the French McDonald's, and it was called Quick. So I don't know if they still have Quick, but it was like Quick. Or maybe I called it Quick. I think it's called Quick, and it had like a giant Q. That was like the icon, right? So I thought, well, let's see what that's like. And I did go in there and I tried it. It was the only fast food place I ate in Paris, but I went there and tried it, and it was awful. And I was like, yeah, no, they've got McDonald's down because it's awful too. It was just like a burger and fries and a little, a Coke, like a Diet Coke. No, regular Coke. And so I did try it, but yeah, I don't know if they still have Quicks or not. But at the time they had a lot of them. I saw them quite a few places in Paris. I saw them around all over the place. But anyway, it wasn't that great. So I'm going to screenshot this so I will remember Alfred Burger for sure. Okay, so please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until next time, let me see here. Here we go. Until next time, thanks for watching.